Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I'd like to call to order this December 8th, 2025 meeting of the Snohomish County Fire District 4 Board of Commissioners. Please stand and join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You're late, Captain Hammer.
Next time.
Let the record show that all three commissioners are here. Anyone have any changes, requested changes to the agenda order?
Nope.
I do. I would like to move the executive session to the very end of the meeting. So after the executive staff reports, after the commissioner's report, right before adjourn. They're right there. That way no one has to stick around. You okay with that?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And then we need to add large warrants that got accidentally left off the agenda. It's in your packet. It's the first agenda item, so you can, first agenda item under action items. But we can add it wherever you want.
I think I have it.
Or no, it's the third. There's three. You got to put it C under action items.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right, it is after that.
It was after the mobile overtime.
Yeah.
Okay, right. All right, yeah, let's put it there. Anything else? No. Okay. The minutes from November 10th were distributed. Any corrections, additions, deletions of those minutes? No. Hearing none, the minutes are approved as presented. Now it's time in the meeting where members of the public are invited to address the commission on topics that are not on the agenda. Is that the HVAC?
I don't know, I was.
Or a helicopter taken? I don't know.
I don't think that was Evan going.
Fired up a dragster up the parking lot. We ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. Anyone like to speak?
Nothing on.
Nothing online. Okay. Informational items, we got accounts payable, accounts receivable, and payroll. I had a couple of questions. Who is Kent Bruce, or what is Kent Bruce?
Can you tell us?
Well, let's see. I did it again. I did it.
Payment to Kent Bruce.
Yeah, I remember seeing it there. It's invoice. So what's the easiest way to find it for you, for me to tell you?
It was a key.
It's all
It-
alphabetical.
I would say
So it should be.
date and number.
There was.
Page?
Yeah, we have a PDF page.
It's gonna be page 3 on.
No, it's parts and supplies, it's a repair.
For the-
It's,
Oh,
the number is, 4816.
Kent Bruce.
Is joint supply parts apparatus new place?
Find
Looks
it.
like.
We found it. Capital equipment.
I'll try to get better at identifying it.
Idea great.
We think it might be the Havas
The Havas mounts for the new
mounts that we
ambulance.
bought for the
seat
new
cover.
ambulances, a PA, which was
Could have been the H, or the.
Hey, Brian, you can see how it says right here.
Downstairs, that
This
Garrett
is
is fixing.
mounts, PA, and it also says.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Seat
no,
covers.
it's apparatus.
Yeah, it's apparatus.
Service and parts.
Yeah,
I missed
no,
it.
That's not what it was, I just didn't know.
Is that seat cover for the
Is that a
battalion car?
company or a guy?
We've ordered it through a company, I don't know how they fill it, but it was
Okay.
ordered through a company. I wouldn't have expected, that name to show up on the bill.
It's
but
like-
For the three new medic units, we bought the MDC mounts for all
Yeah.
three of them, so we took
That's
delivery
right.
of them, and
All right.
I would have expected a company name to come through, not a Brutus.
And then there was one for, and I'm sorry, I don't know where it is, for Ellen Curtis for like 75 grand. Is that new SCBA's or rebuild?
75 grand.
Yeah.
It's, only thing I know that we spent that much on would have been PPE, right?
Go-
PPE, yes.
Yeah,
And I think that's the only element there is.
Right there.
No, it's only,
I mean, I don't think I spent
and it won't be on that same batch, it'll be on another.
The next batch.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we get from.
Correct.
So probably PPE.
That would be my
Yes.
guess, is
Okay.
that that's Daryl,
Should be on this one.
PPE.
And is it more than one invoice? I can't find anything that's 75
Under
grand.
L is right there.
Oh, I take that back, it wasn't Ellen Curtis, it was Sea Western.
We just
And
had
it is
our annual cleaning and inspection done.
I still don't-
4906.
That doesn't, it's not, they're not in, not in that number order, so it's just.
Oh.
Capital.
Like that's-
So how do I tell you? where
Sea
that-
Western.
Well, so it's in order of that date and that number, but that number,
That's
Oh.
and they can flop back, they're in that order in the batch, but they.
That's gotta be
like have a
PPE.
Yep.
six missing and then.
64
compare next
ones
batch.
that-
Okay, so what's
Yeah,
The top one is,
27?
then this one is equipment, new, replace, capital equipment. Yeah,
PPE, it appears, Sea Western.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I got it. Oh, it is. Okay. Anything else?
I've got two of them. Page 13 on our spreadsheet, or page 4 of the actual accounting sheet. 4824, national hose testing for $7,988. Is that all of our hose, a portion of our hose,
that's all of our hose
Yeah.
and ladders.
all of our hose and ladders?
Yes.
Okay.
Annual testing, yeah.
Annual.
And
I didn't know if it was, if we do it all in one big bunch or
Yes.
split it up in one.
We do it all together, over a period of usually 3 days.
Okay, all right. And then, page 15 of our spreadsheet, or page 7 on the accounting sheet, for Surfer, there's a 24,420.68 for repairs on rigs. One of those was, leaking air, and it was $8,000 or. Was that diagnosis and repair of lots of airline, or?
Yes, yeah. That was, support 43 rig, had an air leak, and that was diagnosis and repair, 7,100.
Okay, yeah, I saw that one, I thought air leak, that's it.
Yes.
Must have, do you have any idea how long it took them to find the air leak? I mean, was it an
It's a lot of
obvious?
soapy water.
Was it an obvious thing, or was it, we're gonna go and test each and every fitting to figure out where the air leak's coming at, or?
Yeah. I don't know if it was a quick find or not. That I don't know.
I only ask because my mind goes into how efficient were they in actually diagnosing and then repairing.
Ours too.
Because it's a reasonable question.
Yeah.
If I took my personal car into a dealership and they said, well, we spent 7 hours at $250 to figure out that it was a fuse, I'd go,
Yeah.
you guys got some issues here.
So it's the
Okay.
page and then the number.
That's all I had.
Anything else? Show that it was approved as submitted.
Thank you.
I would like to say thank you for the little summary sheet of the city of Snohomish. That was very helpful for me to see, okay, now I get it.
Oh, the payments of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
Discussion. Station 42 SEPA proposal, we apparently can save a fair amount of money and time and effort if we act as our own agent for doing that, but we still need to have somebody that actually knows what they're doing, actually do the work.
Oh, yeah.
So this is for a consultant to take care of that. It's for Shockey, right?
Correct.
Yeah. In the amount of 9,000. I think their bid was a little less than that, just a little buffer. So that's PA 2025.51.6205. Questions or discussion on
No, I was gonna say SEPA is a kind of an interesting animal because it encompasses so many things that, I went on their website and took a look at some of the things that they're looking at. Gooey duck harvesting,
You have a few out there.
or Carter Subaru in Seattle wants to add 2 stories under their building. From A to Z, it's all handled under SEPA. Very.
that? Well, there's probably a salamander out there in the skunk cabbage.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, paying for somebody else to handle all those details is a wise investment.
Right.
It is so very,
Is there a timeline on
Yeah, I thought it was in the proposal.
it? Was it? I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have plenty of, that's one of the reasons is doing it ourselves. We have plenty of time if we do it ourselves, because we have to have it for permit. But with us doing it, it shouldn't be a problem. But if we went and had to have the county do it for us, then it's often the longest part of the whole process.
slow time we have in them.
Yeah, because nothing else can go until they get that done, and I guess they're backlogged or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Do we need to hold this over for a second read, or do you want to act on it now?
no, I would,
Yep.
I'll make a move if we approve as written.
I'll second that motion for $9,000, is that what it was?
Yes. That's 2025.51.6205. All in favor?
Aye.
And the next one is septic system review for Station 42. This is Jensen Engineering, right?
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money.
It's just the feasibility, so it's not designing it again, we're just in the feasibility study. Basically,
Look and see, right?
does he think he can design
Yeah.
one?
Something that will work.
Correct, and then that way I think they can give us some rough order of magnitudes, numbers to see if we wanna move on or not.
Yeah.
So it's a new one, not the existing one.
That'll be part of it, whether they can, but I guess they said nobody knows yet that they can't, but everybody said that they won't be able to use too long.
Just because the size is different.
Old age requirements now.
Yeah.
That's part of this, is kind of seeing what options are out there, and then he will tell us that he thinks that could be. If it makes financial sense to try to modify that one somehow, or just go, or use the same drain field, or that's what all this feasibility is for, is to kind of give us those
Okay.
directions.
My experience, I built a brand new house and used a 35-year-old septic and they were okay with it. I know, and it was a bigger house too, so, and I know this isn't apples to apples, but
Right.
Yeah.
it's still.
But you know,
it's a huge cost savings.
If septic systems are put in correctly,
Yeah.
they'll work for a long time.
And they might, the people, it's just the architects and the
Yeah.
seeing the thing, oh yeah, probably,
Sure.
but he hasn't looked at it, of
Yeah.
course, I didn't think, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have it pumped regularly, right? Septic, 42?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
And we've never had any,
we haven't had any issues, I think All the
Maybe
times
one.
I've been here, I
We'll see.
think probably 1 o'clock.
But this is for somebody to come and look and see.
Yeah, then they can go back and say, we think you should do this, and this
Yeah.
would be we estimate the cost to do
Okay.
this would be that, and so then you would get another one from them when he finally comes back with a recommendation.
I move that we approve PO 2025.52.6205 for up to $2,500.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
And next one, Chief Hodkinson.
Yes. We're hoping to get some funds to design and build a custom kitchen table for Station 41. So I think included in our proposal was everywhere from us doing nothing and having the company that's providing furniture purchase one to us buying one off the internet that's kind of done, sort of the same size, but a little bit smaller, that it has like our department decal on it. And then the option I'm recommending, which is we're gonna buy the actual tabletop and then we will basically essentially assemble it ourselves and we will customize that table with our own decals and design and finish work. So we're kind of going, honestly, on the cheaper end, mostly because we're putting some time and effort into it and putting it all together, and which was kind of by design. I'm hoping to have something that a lot of hands had some part in either designing or helping finish it, so when it goes into place, it's our table that we had some input into helping craft, as opposed to just buying a table and unboxing it, putting it together, so.
Was this in part of the furniture construction bid?
Yeah, well, not bid, just our
The
budget.
budget.
Yeah.
This one.
And that's what it would come out.
Okay. So the one bid was pretty close though, right? I mean.
I
think
had
yours-
3 bids. The one, if we bought a table through the same vendor that we're doing, looking at chairs and different stuff, it was significantly higher for the
Yeah.
size. The one that was close, they do make a fire custom table, but it wasn't even remotely close to the same size. You
Oh.
almost would have to get 2 of them
Oh,
to
okay.
make the
I didn't
same
notice
size.
that.
We're looking
I
at a
was just-
13-foot, 6-inch by 4-foot wide table, and I wanna say they were more in the 9, not quite, double would be bigger, but
Yeah.
they were like maxed out at 9 feet
Okay.
instead of.
All right.
So it's a little bit to fit that space, and it's at least somewhat important to us that we try to get a table that can sit comfortably 10 to 12, because
Mhm.
we're gonna have one shift going off, one shift coming on. It might be BC Witherell might invite admin down to sit at the table for brisket, and we wanna be able to have enough space to. sit
That's
down.
never gonna happen.
Yeah, probably not, but we have a small kitchen table, will be coming next meeting.
We have a card table that we're gonna carry down there ourselves.
Yeah,
instead of-
folding chairs.
Exactly.
What do you do for chairs? You have a bench or what?
We haven't got that far yet.
Okay, you're gonna come back to us for another $9,000 for chairs.
You know, that'll be part of we're gonna be hopefully next month, bring the 99% furniture package to you from the vendor that you talked about, that would have the 16 with the desks and chairs and all that. It'll be, basically the same exact, we could buy that same exact chair right there.
That chair.
We're gonna use the same company, but it's a slightly newer model that has a little give in the back. But those are Strive something, and we're getting Strive something else. Yeah, different cover.
Okay. So I move that we approve PO 2025.48.6203 for up to $9,000.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. And then the last one is low voltage for Station 41.
Yeah, so working with Audien, we got a whole bunch of low voltage related components that, to make the fiber work, the cameras and stuff that's not currently in the bid. It's different than the server, so I'm learning, so bear with me. I'm learning more about AV equipment than I care to know, but this is, switches that would be necessary for all the security cameras, all the different, technology that we have going into that station. The good news is by, purchasing this stuff and getting it ahead of time, we've already got it arranged with Audion that as soon as that server room has the function it needs, we could start the process of moving one of our servers down there, start implementing this equipment. And essentially, my guess is we will be up and running before move-in day. That network will be all connected so that when we move in, Audion will be on site, literally hooking your computers up, making sure everybody's computer, phone, all that stuff works. So we got them slated to be with us for at least 2 days during the move-in. So they should be able to move one whole leg of our server, because we have 2 of them. Get it hooked up, test it, and then they'll move the second part after we move in. Some of the components we have currently, that we're getting these new components put in 41, but the old components are still good. They're just not capacity-wise big enough. Those will get stored and we'll reuse them in 43 or 42. Because they're still usable, but instead of 12 ports, we need 48 ports now in 41. But for 43 and 42, a 12 port will work. So we will recycle and keep and store what stuff we can reuse. So when we open the next station, we won't have to buy as much equipment for it.
I would offer this, rather than 2 days, ask them for 4. Because you know it's gonna go sideways. It absolutely is. I have never seen a switchover for computer in a building that size go right. Never.
I think they charge us by the day, so they probably camp out
Okay.
for a month with us if they wanted to,
But-
but they'll, yeah, I agree with you.
And then, my question is, future expansion, future technology changes, have they, was that any part of the discussion at all? Because I know that a lot of times on this computer stuff and networking stuff, I mean, it's good for 7 years or whatever, and then they come up with a whole new system, and then you're buying all brand new equipment again, just so you can be up to date and modern.
Discussions I've had with Audion is, I'm always asking them, like, is this a now or is this gonna be good for a few years? We have quite honestly some components now that are in our IT closet, some of them newer, that they just said I wouldn't recommend using, it's too old at this point.
Right.
Yeah, great holding on to this Wi-Fi router, we'll never use it, it's 5 years old at this point. So I can't guarantee everything, but I am asking those questions, like what future proofs us the most? Is it 8K, is it 4 or 5G if it's on the cellular? What's gonna be the thing we wanna buy so that we're not replacing
Yeah,
it?
who knows, in the future, it might not be Wi-Fi, it might be something else that's, new communication methods, and, I just want us to be thinking about that kind of stuff down the road, make sure that if we can take advantage of something new that's coming online, to look at it, make sure we can talk about it.
The next thing we're gonna face at some point in the next couple of years, and they're not recommending it right now, but in the next 2 to 3 years, we will be coming back before you because our server will be ready to be upgraded.
I was gonna
We've done
ask
some
what-
hard drive stuff, we've done some things to increase its capacity, but they are about to, probably, my hope is about the time 43 is finishing up, would be a good time to maybe look at updating 41 and recycle, like, looking at that.
So
at that point.
why,
Some point, and that's anywhere from, your cost range could be anywhere from 20,000 to 80,000. It depends on if you want.
So he looked into it, and we just replaced all the hard drives.
Yep, yeah, we're good for right now.
Brand new, different kind of hard drive, a new hard drive. You might be able to remember.
SSD instead of.
So we went from whatever to SSD, and so
Solid
they
state.
felt that we wouldn't really get much better with the CPU, so that changing out the hard drive got us as far as we were gonna get. And now, like Craig said, we might as well wait a couple of years to get new technology before we buy a whole new.
Okay.
Because we had just replaced the other part a couple of years, right, so we're leapfrogging, and then the next time Jason and I talk about, we're not gonna leapfrog anymore, we're gonna get a new one, but it was fairly cheap to get the hard drives, because we sunk a lot of money not too long ago with the other parts, and so it made sense to wait a couple of years to get.
Yeah, because
The
with
next
the advent of AI
generation.
technology, it's just,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
you don't know where it's gonna go.
It moves so fast.
Correct.
That, you know, you buy it today and it's obsolete tomorrow.
Yeah, so they didn't feel like if we bought one today, it would be much different than what we have.
Okay.
So why, performance-wise, so why buy it today, wait a year or two?
Really, they said unless we are in-house doing a lot of AI stuff that's gonna draw, that for what applications we use it for, we're not gonna see a lot of performance unless you had massive Power BI users and just all these
Right.
things that suck up a lot of energy.
So really, the thing for us is just storage space, right?
Storage and the backup, when we do have a failure, to be able to get to our information.
And the fiber.
Redundancy and the fiber.
Because everything is still talking to the cloud, right, and so our next point is trying to get this fiber network built so that we're not talking, we're not talking over old copper lines.
Old
which is-
technologies, yeah.
We're not getting
All right.
we're not utilizing our server to its capacity because it's going through choke point.
It's necked down.
And kinda like buying the TV that's 4K and finding out your cable box doesn't support 4K, so you can
Yeah.
have a great TV, you're just not gonna get the
Yeah,
picture.
you're never gonna get a good picture.
Infrastructure's
Yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a brand new gaming computer for my grandson and find out that his monitor is,
Can't support it. Yeah, graphic cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did the same thing, bought him new home computer. No, your old monitor won't work for this computer, you need a new monitor too. Oh, okay.
great. Okay, purchase authorization 2025.476203 to multiple vendors for $15,500. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Moving into action items. Right? No? What I miss?
There's, at least on my end, there's two more, Tulalip Bay and the city of Norwich highlights.
Yep.
Oh, I had them under action. It's a discussion.
I mean, you can take action on it.
Well, it's, Tulalip Bay for apparatus maintenance. As you know, we've been trying to get information out of Surfer for a while as to why it's costing us so much and not really getting.
Yeah, you were saying an oil change is like $600 on those Colorados?
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say great,
That's insane.
yeah.
So, the chief has been diligently looking at alternatives, and I'll let you. Or Greg.
Well, I'll talk a little bit, and I'll talk to Greg. So, Tulalip happened to approach us approached Greg when we were looking. We're also working really strong with the school district, so we're still going down both those avenues, where the school district is 3, 6, 12 months away, good, and Tulalip's ready now, so Greg is still in, he's been doing all the discussion with him. Anything you want to add?
So just talked to them, looked at their shop. They have everything. They already work on fire apparatus. So they are ready to take our rigs and work on them for less money.
So it solves one issue, but it doesn't solve the getting the rigs there and back issue.
Correct. It's
Correct.
almost exactly the same,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
6.5 dozen. So
Yeah.
hopefully when we get to the school district, if that gets through, then obviously that changes 5 minutes. And then we always have Tulalip as a backup for
Yeah.
capacity or technicality
Well, it
or,
may take the school a while to spin up to.
correct, it might be 2 years, I don't know.
Thoughts?
No, I do see in the agreement, talked about technicality, that Toledo Bay says that if they don't have the technical ability to do something, they'll let us know and give us advice as to how to proceed or go on, so.
Correct.
That's always good to see a customer admit, or a supplier admit, hey, I don't know it all, I don't have it all, and I'm gonna tell you if I don't. Rather than not have it put in, and then they spend all this money going, well, we looked, we don't know.
Yeah, so Greg and Gary are comfortable and they seem to be,
Do they work on anybody else's rigs in the area? In Marysville
They-
or
Yeah.
North County?
Yeah, they work on Fire District 21, all of Toledo's Bay 15's apparatus, and then Fire District 21's as well,
and they've only started
last year.
a year, yeah, they've only been going a year, but yeah, so they have a few and they're excited to get more. And it's, the mechanic had a lot of experience, where did he get hired from, South County?
Yes, South County
So
City of
they would-
Linwood.
So he had worked, he had, the person that Tulare Bay hired had lots of local experience, so that's the other good
There
thing.
are certifications that you have to know on fire truck? Is it
Yeah.
the same as like buses, or are they different? Or is
No,
it
it's different.
It's different.
And so, the same thing, the school district will,
You say the same thing?
yeah,
Either
we have
train
all,
up somebody
we're,
or not.
yeah. We're just talking over bullet points right now, but they know that they have to get a fire service certified mechanic, or hire one and get them the certifications. And,
Yeah, and they said they'd install radios
Yeah.
and lights and sirens.
and I'd say technically the EVT, which is what the certification is, only has to work on certain components. Lights, sirens, so like if just the engine and brakes, you don't have to be EVT to work on it. That's why we can send it out to, those things out to third-party private mechanics. And so even with the EVT, it's really not the pump, it's not much of the things that we work on most often.
Correct.
So even a non-EVT could probably do 90% of our stuff. It's just easier to have it, because then you don't have to document what they did and didn't do.
Yeah. Speaking of that, and I didn't see it, at least it didn't jump out at me, the documentation and record keeping and all that kind of stuff. Lock that in
As far as the,
for our apparatus work at Toledo.
yes, so they have all of our apparatus, numbers, VINs, years, makes. They have a program that all of that is stored in, so when they work on it, that's all documented. And then we get a hard copy as well as an electronic stored copy of what they did for each rig.
And the ILA, there's a paragraph in there that says they have to meet all the VSRB and NFPA requirements and document.
Okay.
So that's what it
Yes.
said, we didn't
Oh,
get
maybe
into
that's
what,
what it was, okay.
we didn't get into which program they use and how they do that. It's great that they had one, and you know, that can change over time. So we had a very broad statement in that.
Can we get the history of our rigs from Surfer?
Yes, yep, and they've been very forthcoming, yes.
All right, I move that we direct the chief to enter into that ILA.
Well, that's good, no?
Oh,
No, I just, do we have an ILA with Surfer to do this? Is there a provision in there like this one where we have to give them notice if we're going to back out of that ILA?
There is if we just break it, but even if I would suggest we just keep the ILA, because we can always go back to them with capacity or need. So there's nothing that says we have to, in that ILA, it's just like this ILA. This ILA does not say that we have to take all of our stuff to Tulalip, neither does the one from Surfer.
Okay.
So it's there, if we use it, it sets out the terms. Yes, there is, I don't, like again, there's really no reason to,
Options.
there's really no reason to get rid of the ILA, because again, that if Tulalip gets busy, or we have a piece of equipment that maybe that Surfer's really familiar with, I can't think of one, and, well, maybe
I
a
think
good one might be
they're
the.
Pierce, qualified to work on the killers, I know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is specific to.
Okay, same with Brush
There's
40
like one guy down there that's qualified to.
Same with Brush 42, right? They work on ours, Getchell's, and another one. You know, I don't know how much the guy at Tula Bay works on those things, they're kind of specialized, so we'll keep it, and it's not like we're trying to burn the bridge with Surfer, it's just,
An option.
yeah. So the main stuff, they're not, you know, if we can get a better deal, we will, but we're still gonna use them if and when needed. We're not throwing the baby out the bathwater.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good question. I think the motion was made. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next is an ILA with the city of Snohomish. That, continues to solidify and improve the whole fire marshal thing. There was a phrase in here that caught my eye. And it said something about, something had to be done before implementation. What exactly does, actually it was in your executive summary. Services would be set before implementation of the services.
In the original ILA, is that what I'm saying? I'll go back.
The amendment to the ILA for fire marshal and emergency services will be
Yes.
set before implementation of the services, but aren't we doing services already?
No, again, technically, we are, but technically, we do not become the AHJ until January 1st.
Oh,
So this is getting all that stuff done in preparation for the
got it.
first. Yes, DJ's doing it, but he's technically doing it under the guise of COI, because until the first, we have no authority to do anything. So,
So out of the goodness of their heart, they're just kind of making it
Correct.
happen and letting us play along.
yeah, we're kind of practicing.
And what is that specifically that that's able to do right after he's
But he's the full, fire official, so all of the plans, all of the, inspections, the building inspections, that, it's only DJ. COI can't sign off on the fire code, and DJ can't sign off on the building code, it's a bifurcation of the fire and building code. So, are we close? Yes, but we're still under the wire. If you guys adopt it today.
And the city has already
Yeah, they passed it,
passed it,
not maybe, 2 weeks ago, correct. And we might have other things that come up, but in the original MOU, there was just blanks, right? So this finding answers every single question, so then anything we do in the future will be fixing or improving, but we at least have everything addressed now. There's nothing left out
There
as
is
a
a
TBD, yeah. There's still some SOPs, but that's okay, that'll get worked through as they figure out what SOPs they need.
I have some doubts about their ability to get all of the hydrants tested and converted to storage and.
Well, that's what we finally got them to agree to here, is if they can't test them, because up until, I don't know, maybe this year sometime, I'll say that. Some in the public works is, feeling was we can't touch their hydrants. Right, so all the departments I've worked at before, the fire department did some of the inspection. And so what this says is, okay, city, you have one of two options, either you inspect them all every other year, or we will fill in to make sure we get our credit from the WSRB. So really that's what this is saying, is you got first shot at it, but we're gonna fill in the gaps. You've agreed that we will fill in the gaps where needed.
Good.
And it's been hard to get them, because, right, like, when they think of hydrant inspection, they think of flowing and water quality and right, and when WSRB thinks of it, they think, is it still there?
Open it and keep this water coming.
Is it still there? Does it actually?
Yeah.
Does, if you turn the valve, the
Correct.
water actually comes out?
So we don't do what they think we are gonna do, because we don't do what they do, correct? And so ours is really just, like you said, is it still there in basic function? So I think once we start doing that, they're not gonna be as annoyed.
Right.
When they see, oh, that's all you did? Yes, that's all we do. We just wanna make sure it still exists.
Test the bottom shower.
Yeah, the WSRS piece is very basic, but yeah, basically, you know, a quarter turn, make sure the stem
Turns.
is working and you can tell it's activating the valve.
Yeah. All right,
I'll move that we, adopt the ILA as written with the city of Snohomish for fire marshal services.
I'll second that motion.
would you take a friendly amendment and direct the chief to sign
Yes.
it? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
On to action items. The first one is meeting dates. I had an opportunity to chat with Commissioner-elect Flatt about his potential conflicts, and it sounds like, if I have this correct, that your meeting dates are not absolutely cast in stone as of yet either, right? For the summer months?
No, but it's usually the second Tuesday of every month. That's where I had an issue before.
My suggestion is that we leave resolution, what is it, resolution 579 intact. And if we need to make some adjustments, some later date. take care of that. Next item is budget surplus. This is from overtime with regard to mobilizations, right? We just need to move money.
Yeah, we moved a little bit, a couple months ago from the mobilization revenue, because we haven't got all of it in, we have most of it in now, and so we need to, we budgeted very tight, so we have no room to have that capacity.
Yep.
And I say no room, but we'll have, ended up moving, 575, and we've got 607, and we're still some in, so we won't even use it all up, but we need
Okay.
more of it.
Is
That's
this,
right, chief, that's correct, no guess.
the revenue from that, is that all for personnel? Or does that include revenue for the apparatus use as well?
It does include the apparatus, but the personnel is overwhelmingly
Large percentage?
correct.
Okay. I couldn't, all right.
And I can get you what that is, but
No, I was just curious.
way more than half.
Okay. And does the personnel reimbursement act, give us enough to offset that overtime?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actual cost incurred.
Okay. I guess I forgot. All right. I move that we approve the transfer of $300,000 from general reserves into F70-1201.
Second that motion.
You're right, just clarification. We'll actually have transferred 525 out of the 607, not 570.
Oh,
The next,
okay.
just
Doesn't change them.
no, clarification.
All in favor?
Aye.
$525
Aye.
of the 607. They said
We have some large warrants, 3 from GenCap. One for 1.8 million and change. One for 266,000, one for 482,000. Do you need the numbers, Shawna? 25.20, 25.21, and 25.22. Any discussion on those?
Well, it is exciting to see that, looking at the percentages of completions of all of those items that we're currently paying for is, coming along 80–90% or more for a lot of them, so that's real exciting to see.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to wrap that infrastructure up in the next couple of months
Yeah.
without a bad.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Those are approved by acclamation. I was in a conversation I had with Matt this afternoon. He was talking about what the official timeline is, and then what his personal timeline is. Because which is a little ahead of what the official schedule is pushing, so it's kind of fun to have somebody on board that wants to see things happen quickly.
Yeah.
Kind of encouraging.
Yes.
As long as Matt knows the table won't be ready until probably June.
Well, they might be eating on cardboard for a while.
Yeah, you're gonna be,
Floor's
Open the
very
box.
clean.
Yeah.
Floor's
you're
very
gonna be eating on an
clean.
apple box, my friend.
Blanket.
Staff reports, please.
Yeah, so I'll start off, a few notable fires, getting to the end of the year, so everybody is scrambling, including myself, to get any lingering annual requirements I got done. I did my tender drive today, got all my EMS training for the year, so a lot of people are scrambling. We got annual evals, and employee performance evals that the crews, PCs, lieutenants, everybody's conducting those. Those are going on. Started in November, should be completed this month. Just a lot of changes coming up. We got January 1, we're switching, the federal government switching us over to NERIS, which is new. They can
Instead of NFIRS, right?
Instead of NFIRS. So a little bit of a learning curve. We got the module opened up where we can practice importing calls. It's close, but not exactly. There's some bugs that are gonna get worked out with software. BC Witherow, Shauna, and I probably last out of that group. They're kind of our SMEs right now, working out the bugs between the imports coming out of CAD, but lots of changes between that and the new facilities. BC Witherow and Dave Lacey, who's on the apparatus committee, next Monday, we're gonna ride down to Shayless and see our new medic units for an inspection. So we're gonna be taking those Havas mounts, you guys were asking about some of that equipment down for install, so we'll go down to Braun early next week for that. Training division and myself are evaluating a new software program for training. So we've been on Target Solutions for, I don't even know how many years now, 6, 7, 8 years. There's some products out there that are maybe a little bit better than that, so we're evaluating some new updated RMS systems that we're kind of excited about. Also looking at a new staffing software platform. These will be things that would probably come to you in January to a board meeting to potentially consider if we can't fit it within the budget. So lots of projects going on and then the new facilities. And, 9 recruits in the academy getting ready to graduate next Friday. We'll bring them to a board meeting in January for introductions and do the swearing in process for those
Thursday.
9.
Right.
This
Thursday.
Yeah, I'm sorry, did I say Friday?
You did, it's want to not have any
One of those.
panics.
Yeah. Don't listen to me, just
There was
follow
some
me.
panic, so.
But training division, is, like I said, they just, along with the, ops committee, just did some live fire training a couple weeks ago and rotated our crews through and did a good job getting everybody through that, so. A lot of people are doing a lot of good work, in the station, so appreciate all their efforts, cause, they're gonna get taxed over the next year between moving and all the initiatives we got going on, but so far they're showing resiliency and able to keep up without too much complaining. You guys have any questions on the
The
hours?
software application that you're talking about, I'm assuming that you're working with our neighbors to see if there's any opportunity to.
We do, a lot of the county does target and and some are starting to venture off from that. As it was described to me and after looking at the product, we're looking at fire engineering. Actually, the magazine Fire Engineering does a RMS system, and he said some of the one we're on, Target is more, a little bit older technology, and what they're providing is more like what young people would see on Netflix. It's much more interactive, the content that they build out. Everybody that teaches at FDIC or these big conferences or writes for the magazine, you have access to those programs. So there's a lot of tons of free training that you can assign. If you're Castro's, you just type in his name and you have videos, you have articles, any of the big instructors that are teaching at all the big conferences, you're gonna be able to find on their platform.
Is there a subscription cost?
It's, no different than what we're paying for Target. It's actually about the same cost as Target. The staffing software we're looking at, and really the reason we're even considering the staffing software is, TrueSense, which is a Target Solutions platform, is as I described, it's the devil we know, but we're constantly working on workarounds. Every time they do an update, it messes some stuff up. Sometimes that stuff is labor rules, so it will not deduct time, or double deduct time, or won't give them their comp time, or deduct too much comp time. And they're starting to happen more frequently to where it's getting pretty frustrating that every time an update happens, it seems like it fixes one thing and messes 2 other things up. So we're looking at.
Is that tied directly into our payroll?
It is. Yep, they are very much connected, and then that link has never been perfect. It's close, but there's still a little more manual touching than we would like, so we're looking at a new software vendor that already we like what we're hearing as far as that connection between our payroll software and that vendor.
And North County and Marysville are both going to that
Station-wise.
station-wise, and they use the same payroll system as we do, and so we said we're bringing January's. We want to watch them transition before we decide.
Yeah.
So in the bigger picture, is there an umbrella of some kind that would integrate everything that we need software application wise?
We kind of thought we were gonna get
That's
that
what we're
with
told.
Target, because it is an umbrella. It's one login, and that's where we do our rig checks from, that's where
Yeah.
we get to our training from, that's where our staffing
Because there's so
software.
many of those things that interlink.
Yeah, and probably the most important link between our staffing software needs to match up to our labor rules
Yeah.
perfectly, because that's where you're gonna get in trouble with grievances. It also needs to match up with payroll to eliminate any redundancy or mistakes. So
The answer is no.
Okay.
And here's what we've come to find out over the last decade. You're told it will,
But it is.
but it doesn't. And none of them are made that way. So Target, those pieces were done through acquisition, meaning they bought TrueSense and they bought Check It
Yeah.
And their integration, they told us that when we put our people in Target, that would automatically populate check it, and it would automatically populate, Crucian's Target. It doesn't. And so integration means one login. So you log in to a portal that has a link to the 3 different programs. That is the most integration that we have got.
Yeah.
And the thing that we see is program has started and they do a lot of stuff to it. And it's great. And then they go from doing stuff to the program to acquisition, other programs. And then it's all about just not going backwards. And it's never going forward. And so I feel unless something drastically changes every 3 to 5 years, we're gonna be changing programs because like station-wise, the reason we're going to it is it's brand new. Startup. At some point, they're gonna go from listening to us and making it good for us to
They're
acquisition.
making money.
Correct, exactly. You move from making the program to making money.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with,
It's the American
it was the
way.
one before Target.
Yes, it is.
Emergency report.
It's capitalism.
Emergency reporting was the same way, right? It was cutting in when it came out, and then it was all about maximize profit. And so
Yeah.
we changed to Target, and it was cutting in when it came out, and now it's all about maximizing profit. And so
Exactly, yes.
ESO was the same,
Somebody
you
will buy it.
watch it, it's the
Yes.
same cycle.
They reach their market
Right.
share.
Every single time.
So the nice thing is Marysville's looking at implementing station-wise, and they use Springbrook already for payroll, February. North County is looking more, April. Our contract with Target runs out in June, so if we get a chance to,
Perfect.
and we've already talked to Marysville and North County, they're gonna include us in any of those build-outs, so we'll get a chance to see, because they are literally the same we might do payroll slightly different, but I'm guessing we will learn
Yeah.
a lot by sitting in the same room. And by the time we roll it out, both programs, what I do like is their onboarding, station-wise, is 90 days. So they'll give us access to the account, help you build it, run several payroll cycles through there, so we'll be running 2 before we implement. It's not the day we turn it on, all the end users are logging in and we're trying to figure out what program we just did. We'll have 90 days of build out. And fire engineering, same thing. He said, if you told me in January you're switching over, we'll get you turned on, our training division can start building stuff and figuring out how to use the system, so by the time we actually go live and somebody asks Captain Hammer, hey, what about this? He's been in the system for 3-4 months and knows how to build that out quickly instead of, I don't know. I just got turned on for me too, that was yesterday, so I think we'll have plenty of time to build out, hopefully. And we found out the hard way on CruSense, when you build something wrong, it takes you forever to undo it, because we didn't know any better. You know,
Yeah.
we built it out a certain way, and then somebody tells you, well, why'd you build it out that way? Because that's what I thought we were supposed to do, and then now you got bad data, and so hopefully doing it from the ground. We were both talking, Aaron, Sean and I all said, if knowing what we know now, building it out will be much better, because we know what questions to ask.
Yeah.
Last time I built this out, we didn't even know what we didn't know, so how would we know to ask it?
Sure.
Right. It's like wandering down a trail and going, we were supposed to be at the beach and we're on the mountain, what happened?
That's all I got.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, no, want to go back. BC Withrow included me, and we went out and did visit the BP spill site out there in the
yeah.
valley. So he got a contact number I wrote out with them. We met with their safety officer on site. It was the day we met with them. They were pretty confident the leak was patched, and they were pressure testing, and I think the next day we got confirmation that everything was good. So they'll be doing some remediation or reclamation work out there for,
Years.
yeah.
Should be all good after that.
After the flood, it might be good, but,
There's gonna be an oil slick down the Snohomish River out into Port Susan, but that'll be
But
okay.
anyway, we did go meet with them. We got some of that pre-fire stuff in for our neighboring districts for access. Half or more of the workers were out of state. So a lot of them, you know how locals get confused between Lowell Lowell River Road and Lowell Snohomish River Road. Somebody from Texas and Louisiana really, what? I don't, they didn't.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so we updated some of that information, but they'll have some crew out there for quite a while, but I think the active leak and that emergency.
Right,
work
but
is-
when they said, you know, that they recovered, what, 2,000 gallons or something like?
I only heard what the media reported.
That's
so
what I
they
was-
they never threw any of that out to us. They didn't really want us to take pictures. They did provide some through they had an actual IMT team set up in the Delta Hotel over in Everett.
Oh,
And I'm estimating they probably had 150 to 200 workers. They built roads that have probably a half mile of huge heavy timber just to get equipment out there. So they had a lot of equipment, a lot of out-of-state flatbeds. I was waiting to see your truck out there. Everybody had trucks. with
You know,
stickers.
Look at that oil money.
you know there's a lawsuit coming, right?
For,
Yes.
probably more than likely.
And them blueberry bushes.
And you know
they're
that
really
there's
expensive.
probably tens of thousands of gallons
Yeah.
that have leaked into that.
Do they, do you know, do they run hogs or pigs down their
Pigs.
pipeline?
They do run pigs, yes.
They were running, that's actually, what they were testing with. They had to pig it in and fill it with like nitrogen and pressure testing it,
Yeah.
so. And it just was the perfect storm, and Chief Waller's reached out, the whole notification system, we're working on that, but if you zoom in, because we were in the battalion rig, actually that grid where that leak was is DNR land. It is not Fire District 4, it's not Everett, it just happens to be accessed through Fire District 4, but it is actually on DNR property, so it's not technically protected by any of us, we're just gonna respond out to it. So that was
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Howdy. A lot of what I have would echo Jason, a lot of projects going on, especially with the preparing for moving. So a lot of that stuff is happening. As far as Nearest goes, we haven't thanked Shauna yet, but I want to personally thank Shauna for her work in Nearest with Jason and I and others, just making us all ready for when the switch takes over. I personally got on and did a call on the, mistakenly, on the trial basis, so the lieutenant chief helped me, but I went through the whole thing. We're gonna be okay, our people are gonna do well with it. And it's gonna be easier, I hope, to collect data with. Moving, maintenance, and some equipment and supplies right now at Facility 40. So that move has already started. It's going well so far. Not a whole lot moved yet, but we're ready for that. Working on an extensive list for surplus equipment prior to our big move as well. And we'll bring that to you. The fire program, we completed our year-end LNI fire reporting. Got our 2 LNI visits this year. They have used us so far for one of the nationwide ergonomics articles that they put out with our little red cart. And I'm serving with LNI. It's just every couple months meeting right now on apparatus design for safety for the future. Not having tailboards anymore, not having front bumpers, not having to step way up to reach high. Those kinds of things that they're working on, in addition to the clean cab, which our own fire chief kind of spearheaded in our region with the clean cab apparatus. So that's a big one on L&I's list right now. Talked last month about John Stewart coming in and teaching the Fire Explorers. That did happen. It was awesome. The kids loved it. We're going to expand that training next year for some of the road and rescue stuff. But special thanks to John for that. That was excellent. Typical senior center, Gary cooking his blueberry pancakes. Had a big crowd Saturday, so that was a lot of fun. That went well. Couple of upcoming year-end events. The historic downtown Snohomish Winter Solstice event is coming up, and the Fire Explorers will have a small presence down there as well as the Fire District. The Explorers are interviewing for up to 7 new positions now, with people graduated out and gone off to college programs and other fire departments. And Hiking Days is still meeting and going on, but we're going to see a decline in that event as the years go by. And it's just, with all kinds of changes going on, and volunteerism, and the people running it being tired, that kind of stuff going on. Any questions for me?
I may have asked you this before. Do you have any idea of the placement percentage of our explorers that go on into a career?
The number that I know right now is we've had 47 since we've started the program go on to be career, all the way up to fire chief. One of them is currently the fire chief of Ocean Shores Fire Department in Washington. Others have gone out of state. So I don't know the percentage. We've had obviously a lot of kids come and go, but we have 47 confirmed full-time firefighters out in the program.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who's the fire chief at Ocean Shores?
Yes. What's that?
Who's the fire chief at Ocean Shores?
I can't remember the guy's name. Do you remember his name?
What's his
He
name?
wasn't a volunteer though?
7. He came as
Yes.
he was a resident at 7, then
Oh.
he was a paramedic, and then got hired at Ocean Shores.
But he was an explorer here.
A fire explorer here, yes.
Oh, cool.
Is it
From,
Ritter?
graduated from Edmonds.
Brian Ritter?
Yes.
Brian Ritter, yes,
Brian
thank you. Thank you, yeah. He was a snow out kid in the Snohomish program, and then a fire explorer as well before he went out.
Two exuberating topics to talk to you about. GEMT, 2025 process is underway. We're working on it right now. But we did get our payment for 24 in just today. So it came in at just a hair under $1.1 million. Budgeted was $1 million, so we're doing good there. And then our SAO audit, the chair, got you guys off the hook. He's gonna take care of the meetings, and all that stuff, and all that's been scheduled, so I'm sure you're gonna find that very enlightening.
It'll be riveting.
So we appreciate your sacrifices in the past. Anyway, so that's underway, and they're anticipating the audit will be wrapped up before I leave on vacation January 21st day.
Is that faster than we've had?
Much faster, yeah. And this guy has just been on it. His name is Keith, and he gives me weekly, they're supposed to give you weekly reports. He actually gives me weekly reports. I meet with him weekly, where we've always supposed to, that's supposed to happen, but it hasn't. So he's moving along really quick.
Have you talked to anyone who has had their OPMA scrutinized? Any other
No,
departments?
I haven't.
Curious
And
to
that's a
see what you're
standard
gonna look
thing.
at.
So they go through that every year almost.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, there's two parts of the audit, the financial and
Procedural.
the
basically.
OPMA is in every procedural one.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've never not had them.
Yeah, I listed all the things I'm always anticipating, what are you gonna look at this year? And I said, I always wanna know. I mean, I'm learning about the process every time. Apparently, it's a meeting that they have with the managers right before the audit actually happens. It was my understanding that they would choose items, and then they would look at, there's somebody that does fire districts largely in this region, and that I thought that they were doing the same topics for all of the fire districts, and that's not the case. So that's kind of what they led us to believe last time with the whole shift swap thing.
Yeah.
So, and I did list the things in here: financial condition, the OPMA. It sounds like you read them. Procurement, disbursements, shift swaps, compensated absences, and small unattractive items are the things that they're highlighting that are, I'll call them unique. I mean, they chose those things to look at for our district. So I was hoping that they wouldn't look at the shift swaps again, but and I don't know. That is what drug us out. Probably, I'll bet that took us 6 months beyond our normal deadline when it would have been wrapped up and done last year. So they're revisiting those, and we'll see what happens with that.
Okay. Questions? Chief Waller?
Yeah. Like I emailed you out, the DCCM, we had our interview and we're approved for that from the state board. so we can keep moving on our evaluation of everything. You got a lot of the stuff, the documents that I've been working on came through today, so that's good. Met with Marilyn Hoffman, that was a good conversation. I'm sure there'll be more to come. And then, so we're kind of got a lot of tracks going on here with the whole maintenance thing. So we have the ILA with Tulalip, that's done. We're working on a similar thing with the school district, that's one thing. But separate than two of those, the school district, us, South County, and then Tulalip, I think getting involved is looking at going together to build a maintenance facility together in some, we're on the first discussion, so we don't know how that might or may not look, but all of us, obviously we aren't, but if the school district's doing it, South County are doing it, Tulalip, all the people that we would work with, and we're gonna be in part of the discussion somehow. I don't know how we would fit in that exactly, but if our two people that we're talking about working with is doing something, so I kind of set that up, and so there's discussion about that, because the school district might need to move, the South County is going out to bond in February, so they plan on building something, and I don't know why Tulalip's not in there. Do they not have a good spot? I haven't been out there.
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
Anyway, so that discussion has started.
I saw South County's one, it was 3 to 500 million.
Yeah, correct, yeah. Over.
Yeah,
a
a
long
zillion
time,
years.
yeah.
Building and remodeling a bunch of stations.
Correct.
Adding 3 stations,
Yeah.
Right.
Four stations?
adding new ones, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and warehouse and the maintenance stuff, because they've outgrown Linwood. Anyway, so that's interesting if we could do one,
Yeah.
if we can get the new nice thing built closer to us. That's better, right? So the school district's not gonna wanna leave their school district, so that means if there was something, the farthest away would be Broadway. Cap Garden, Broadway.
Yeah.
The South County is more willing to leave their jurisdiction because, they see the future, and they've even talked about using Tulalip because Linwood is out. So anyway,
Yeah.
don't know where that'll go, but it's at least worth having a discussion.
Cool.
So, other than that, it's a lot of the same things, finalizing everything, especially the buildings. Like you said, the finish time is moving up rapidly at 41, so we have to.
What's the date?
The official date,
Yes,
like when the contract says,
yeah.
second half of September. And these guys don't know yet, but Mads is talking like April. I was gonna say, there's gonna be an interesting meeting.
Months, huh?
We will postpone until June.
Yeah, interesting meeting tomorrow morning. So we have to, it's gonna be a rough, few months getting everything moving.
That, can we do it?
I will tell you tomorrow, after tomorrow.
I mean,
Yes, I think we can do it.
so it gets finished in April. That doesn't necessarily mean that we need to move in and be in there on the 1st of May, because
Correct, but
if we've got a timeline in mind and, all the things have to come
most of
into
the stuff
place.
that's hard for us isn't needed to function, meaning we want to make plaques for the Harvey room and the Walsh room and the Cochran room, so we don't lose that, right? Dedication plaque, the mural in the museum,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of the big projects have nothing to do with running the fire station, it's more we want that done before the grand opening,
Yeah.
right? So instead of moving in September that we were thinking and having the ribbon cutting in November, we might move it in April and have the ribbon coming in November.
Got it.
So I don't think, that's what we have to figure out. The actual being a fire station and being administrative, we'll be fine. It is all that pomp and circumstance that's gonna.
Frosting on the cake.
Correct, exactly.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes of the crews responding out of their apparatus and having beds in a place, that will be the easier part.
Yeah, and I need a desk that I can move my computer to.
There's some nice blocks of wood down there.
Yeah.
And they've got some really long structural.
Right in front of the apparatus base.
You got some 12-inch structural
Grab
screws
those
down
things
there.
down there.
Just bring your impact
As
driver.
long as I get that orange top.
Yeah, well, yellow spray paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be fine. It just might, we have in our minds this really all done, like you said, all icing on the cake and all that, and I think we have to maybe let go of that. Because it's not as important as to move in, what's important is
However,
getting this started earlier, so that they're not doing dirt work in November.
when you move in and it's not all done, it may never get all done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you
Every house I've
remember,
ever moved in, I was 95% done, and stayed at 95%
Yeah,
done.
I've been in my house for
Yeah.
40 years, there's stuff there that
Like,
is
yeah.
not finished.
remember the contract's gonna be
20
all
hours.
molding.
You believe that? I agree with that statement.
So like I said, a lot of
Yes. Yeah.
it's bolt-on stuff after, like I said, it's the plaques and
Yeah.
the things like that.
So, how did we get there? I mean, that's a big difference.
Well, a couple things. And I don't wanna say them out loud,
Okay, never mind.
but the biggest one is we just haven't had hiccups
Hmm.
that you would expect in any
Nothing major's come up with.
project. And then the little hiccups that we've had, Mads is, I haven't had a lot of these, but I've been in construction my entire life, and I've just been around people my entire life. Mads is solution oriented, meaning he'll have a hiccup that maybe would have knocked the schedule back 5 days. When he reimagines how he can get those 5 days back, he finds 10 days.
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't see this the first time, but if I move that here, this there, and that there, and that there, not only do I get 5 days, but I can get 5 more days. So every time that there was a problem that was gonna knock us back a week, we gained a week,
So project management.
100%. And it's just shuffling
Yep.
how to get this done first, because if I get that done, then I can start on this earlier, and I didn't think about that, but if, and it's just that. And so we've been lucky, knock on wood, we've been
Yeah.
extremely lucky, and then Matt's is, right, like a lot of construction managers, taken the easiest way out, which is just 5 more days.
Yeah.
They could have taken the relatively easy, fix the 5 days and stop there. And Matt, and again, we talked about how doing the 43 bid we thought would leverage this. I think it's that, right? Like, he has got besides the normal, every contractor, the sooner they finish, the more they get because of the.
Are there incentives built in?
No, it's the getting 43 done. Well, one, there's just general, because I can't think of the term. But they built in the budget to have the porta potties and the job shack and all that, right? And so if they plan through September and they get done in April, that's now all profit.
Yeah.
But the bigger one is that they know they have to start on 43.
And they can start in the summer rather than the winter.
100%. I think the most of this driving this is if they can start 43 in May and not October, then they're probably not gonna lose more money on 43, right? They're not looking at
Right.
necessarily gaining money, but if, the sooner they start on 43, the less likely they are to have something that causes them to lose money.
Yeah. I think we're fortunate.
Yeah.
Got a good contract.
Correct.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it for me.
Commissioner Erickson?
Nope.
I've got a couple of meetings coming up, both for EMS. The old EMS TAC committee is still kind of working out how they transition into something that looks a little different, and still trying to figure out, of course, the government shut down, so nobody was working on the whole tax issue, so nothing has happened. And then North Region has contracted with another region to have a executive director, because North Region, well, I don't know how any region by themselves does it, because the state gives them $1, you know, it's more than that, but it's ludicrous, the lack of funding from the state. Anyway, so they've done that. The SCEMSA board has been meeting regularly, and we're moving, getting things done, but I think I mentioned quite a long time ago that it was pretty ambitious of the group that got together. No offense, because I think you were pushed into it. It was pretty ambitious of them to think that it could be done as quickly as they wanted it to be done. But when you're building an organization of that magnitude, it just takes time, you know. And so we're slogging through things. Come to the point where Snow 911 is essentially just going to be a landlord. You know, originally there was some discussion about them providing all the HR, and it was just too convoluted. So we were just gonna rent a room there and do all the other stuff ourselves. Scott is doing a good job. I think the board is doing a good job. We're getting contracts. Dr. K's contract is coming up early next year. We're working through that, so those are some things that are going on. Aside from that, I would like to take an opportunity to thank you, sir, for your service for the last 6 years. I've only enjoyed the last couple, but
Yeah.
I know you put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I think I can speak for the entire fire district. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Hope you won't be a stranger.
I will not be a stranger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the mustache.
And I would have to ditto the same thing, Evan, and I think it's important that, as citizens of the community, that you actively participate in the community. It's the only way that you can help assure that your community is the way that you want it to be, which is really important for people to understand. The same thing that goes with Mr. Flatt, since he decided to come back around again.
We're just recycling.
We're recycling.
And who knows, I could be back in 2 years, you know? I still got them signs.
You can take
No, yeah.
Not next.
Musical chairs.
Yeah, it's, like I say, it's important for, if you're living in a community, to be an active member of the community and participate in what happens, because if you don't, then you lose all control of what's going on, and all you do is sit in the background and go,
Well, in the historical knowledge, it's important to keep that going. You know, Ray Brown was a commissioner here for a gazillion years, and we just had a lot of knowledge about what's been going on in the community, and that's important.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Evan.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And it's been amazing, just everybody, getting to know everybody, and you guys are phenomenal. I know some people are happy to see me go. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just kidding, he's not a new president. But yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, just from the time that I got here to now, it's insane how much it's changed, and just super blessed. But it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure for me to be able to serve.
Yeah.
So.
It's all good stuff. With that, pursuant to RCW 4231.10.1G, the board will now retire into executive session to review the performance of an employee. We'll be in there until not. It says for 10 minutes, but, oh yeah, you gotta say it on there.
Yes.
10 minutes. It might be extended.